I once saw a TikTok video of a mom that said her kids deserved a drug-free mom. If we're talking about drugs, a drug is a substance that produces a physiological effect once it's been ingested or introduced into the human body. If we think about doom scrolling and our phones and quite literally how social media is designed to capture your attention, it can be seen as a drug. We've talked about coffee and sugar and all these other things being a form of a drug, but literally our phones can be a drug for us for our everyday use. The way social media captures your attention is through the use of strong emotions. When you're scrolling, you could see this cute, happy puppy or a family getting reunited with a military vet, or you could see somebody explaining the dangers of childhood trafficking. It can leave you feeling drained, depressed, anxious. It leaves me so anxious seeing some of those stories after spending an hour or 2 hours or however long you got sucked in for on social media just doom scrolling. So if you're like me and you find yourself reaching for your phone constantly, even though you are limiting your children's screen time because you know how terrible it is, let's break this habit together. So if we're looking at habits, the very first thing anyone tells you to look for is your trigger. What is causing you to reach for that phone and find yourself pulled toward a certain app? Is it boredom? Is it a time of day? For me, when I'm nursing my daughter and I'm bored, that is exactly what I do. I will go look for my phone before I need to go feed her so that I have something to do. Is it a shift in your attention? There is a phenomenon called the phone effect. It's when you're around a group of people and someone pulls out their phone and it makes you want to pull out your phone as well because the sheer presence and the shift of their attention from you. If you even knew that you're pulling out your phone often, that is something else that's going on. So where is it that you are feeling triggered to open up your phone, look at the app? Is it the fact that it's already muscle memory every time you open your phone? What is causing you to doom scroll? I'm identifying the trigger that's leading me to doom scroll. I need to find a way to replace that habit. So if you are already in the muscle memory of opening up your phone, clicking on the TikTok app or clicking on a different app that leads you to lose time and space for the next 3 hours, then you need to immediately replace that app, either delete it or replace it with something that you would be more interested in doing that's not going to suck all of your energy and time away. So for example, I've replaced mine with a Sudoku app. Other people have replaced theirs with a solitaire app. It's important to find an app that is slow speed, not one that's just going to keep you dopamine hits because you're trying to finish it as fast as possible, because in a way those dopamine hits can still just replace this doom scrolling hits and still take a long time. Or even just replacing that app with your notes app so you can start journaling, or if you're wanting to start writing on Substack, this is a way for you to replace that app with something that you're trying to get better at. Replace it with your language learning app, replace it with your calendar, or even if you subscribe to one of those craft services that teaches you how to learn a new craft, you can put that app in that place so you can already start looking at how to learn how to crochet. Beyond simply deleting the apps that are making you doom scroll, we can also look at other ways to set boundaries. You can set your time blocking boundaries. Some people have the little tiles that they put on their refrigerator, and so they have to tap their phone on it to open up the apps or close the apps. Some people set boundaries for a location, absolutely no phones in the bedroom, or no phones, for me, no phones in the nursery because I'm feeding my daughter. So instead I have my Kindle because I would love to read more, and that's still a silent activity that's not going to suck me in for hours and hours doom scrolling. If you use your phone to track your thoughts, or maybe there's a question that you had and you want to quickly answer it with Google, maybe replacing your phone with your journal. There's also a dopamine menu, so some moms will create a menu of different things they can do instead of opening up their phone. So for example, if you have 5 free minutes, maybe you go hug a child and read a book to them. Or if you have 15 free minutes, maybe you go declutter a drawer really fast. That is a really good dopamine hit for me. Or if you have 30 free minutes, maybe it's time to go take a shower or read a book or do a craft. Anything but picking up this technological advice that is taking up all of our attention. Another option is an analog bag. This is something that I used to do as a kid all the time because I was so afraid of being bored anywhere I went, and I did not have a phone for at least until like my freshman year of high school. Shout out millennials. But I had this bag that I would keep my book that I'm reading, another book, because I always thought I was just gonna finish that book for some reason, or if I was bored I wanted to do 2 books. I would keep my crafts in there, so if I was crocheting, it would have like the ball of yarn and the craft. So an analog bag is a bag full of the things that you wanna do separate from your phone. So if you want to do more stickers in a sticker book, or you wanna do Sudoku, you could put your Sudoku book in there. Now, what I would advise not to do is to put 10 different items in there, so you are stuck with the choice of what do I do now? You need to make it simple. This is the choice. I'm going to work on my cross stitching. That is in this bag. We're good to go. Instead of like, oh, should I read my book? Should I do my cross stitching? Should I crochet? Should I write a novel? But we're just gonna work on one thing, because the decision fatigue is gonna be even worse, and it's gonna make it harder for you to do the item in the analog bag instead of open your phone. And if you're a mom, it can be a lot harder to keep an analog bag for something like crocheting, where the kids can just rip out all of the yarn. I've had that happen to me before. I actually recommend something like embroidery. I've been doing that a lot lately, and that's a lot easier to keep around toddlers and kids, because all you have to worry about is that one little needle, and you can put it in a little needle case so you don't have to worry about it. And hopefully they don't open it up and get like your scissors and cut all the thread. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So we've identified our triggers, we've thought about some ways to kind of replace that habit. Let's talk about the pitfalls to that habit. Now, before we talk about pitfalls, I want you guys to comment below, what habit would you like to replace your doom scrolling with? What are you most excited about? For me, I'm actually trying to start sewing more. I'm gonna show you guys something. Here's my little sewing table. I don't know if you can see it because the viewfinder was on the other side, but I'm trying to replace my scrolling with reading on my Kindle, and then also sewing more in the afternoon. It can be really easy to get so excited about your new idea or your new habit that you plan on doing that you go and run off to Michael's and you buy everything from Michael's, you create your analog bag or you get your journal, and then you stop executing it because you still have your phone on you. Because let's be honest, this is something that we reach for so often. It's in our back pocket. It's in the same spot on the counter. It's on our watches. So if somebody texts me, I'm gonna go answer it, and now I'm gonna go see all the other notifications. So what can you do to make sure that you continue with this project that you're trying to do? You're trying to stop a habit that is very ingrained. So in your pitfalls, it could be just completely avoiding the new habit altogether. Maybe you find yourself still reaching for it. If you ever find yourself reaching for your phone and like opening it up, and then you think in your head, oh no, this is what I didn't want to do, close your eyes, forcefully close your eyes, and then that will give you the chance, without looking at your fancy phone, to think, why do I want to do it? Usually I'm bored, I want to avoid doing the laundry, I want to avoid doing a task. What am I going to benefit from doom scrolling? That might give you enough courage and enough strength to put down your phone while your eyes are closed and then go do your other thing that you're supposed to be doing. At the end of the day, when I'm closing my eyes or taking a shower, you can't really have a phone next to you. This is a great opportunity to think through the day. Did I go on my phone? Where was the problem? What can I do to solve that solution? If we work each day trying to get a little bit better, improve our life phenomenally, instead of trying to be perfect every single day. At the end of the day, it's your life. On average, Americans spend about 5 hours a day, if not more, on their phones. What can you be doing with those 5 hours? What can you be doing with those extra days, weeks, months added back into your life? You could get really good at this habit that you're trying to pick up. If it's a language, if it's sewing, if it's some sort of a craft, or if it's just being outside, you can accomplish a goal that you've really wanted to do your whole life. There's so many things you could do with that time, and it's just yours to claim it back. Y'all have a good week.